I do think all 4 teams in the AFC West will make the playoffs.
Dallas is not getting to the playoffs, and I think they're finished under 500. Green Bay is falling off this year.
Yeah, Green Bay's a 7-win football team this year. That should have been my hot take.
I just love this team. Yeah. Rashad Bateman.
Outside Rashad Bateman, I get it.
Who?
But
Rashad Bateman.
You're counting on that guy. Braylon, it is NFL Hot Take City, okay? We're going to do this right now. Should we spin the pen to see who goes first?
No, let's just go in order.
All right, I'll go first.
Yeah.
Very good.
I know you want to go last.
You want
to go last?
All right.
No, but you...
Maz, you go first. I'll go second. You can go last.
Okay.
We'll do it like that.
Well, I'll go first. I don't mind.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, very good.
You're the man.
Thanks for the beat, big guy. I like
Put it up on the board, the big board.
My NFL hot take is that the Kansas City Chiefs will finish last in the AFC West, but still make the playoffs. I believe all 4 teams
that's a bigger hot take.
In the AFC West will make the playoffs. What do you guys think of that?
I kind of dig your take. I don't know about last. I don't think they'll win the division. I do think all 4 teams in the AFC West will make the playoffs. I don't know about last, Ryan. They're too good to finish last.
I think it's very possible to I think it's a small chance that it's possible, and that's because they got to play against each other. And in the AFC, all the way around the league this year, all 16 of those teams, they're tough because you have sneaky teams like the Dolphins that might sneak into the playoffs with the Bills. But if it happens, I won't say you're crazy.
So here's the thing that I want you guys to work through with me, because as I was thinking about this, so that would mean last year's playoff teams, New England and Pittsburgh, would have out this year.
Okay.
And then Denver and the Chargers in. You know, with all things staying equal. So New England and Pittsburgh out, Denver and the Chargers in. The biggest issue I had in making this statement was, what do I do in the AFC South? Or excuse me, in the AFC North. What do I do in the AFC North? Because Cincinnati won the division last year. Baltimore finished last. So under my scenario that I have,
we know that Baltimore was dealing with injuries,
right,
or else they could have been number 1 seed.
So under the scenarios that I have, one of those 2 teams is going to be out. One of those teams will win the division. The other team will be out. So I'm not going to go as far to give you a hot take on that. I don't know who's going to win the division, but I guess that would also mean that either Baltimore or Cincinnati would be out as well. Baltimore could win it, and Cincinnati could be out. Either way.
I'll tell you my runner-ups when it's my turn, so
there you go.
You'll see my. I like it.
That's my hot take.
That's a real hot take too. You actually gave 2 takes.
Yeah.
That was you saw that flannel. That was 2 good. That was 2 hot takes in one.
2 good takes.
Because the sneaky one was that they're not going to win it. Another one was they're going to finish last, and the third one was all 4 teams were getting in. You gave 3 hot takes just
Boom. Who's going next?
You want to go?
Oh, you can go.
Well, you got like 16 of them.
I got 3, but I'll go next. It's fine.
That's all right. I got you.
I go because it actually piggybacks off his. You're talking about the AFC.
I know, especially when he said what he said.
One of my honorable mention hot takes, if you will, if you bring that thing on over to me there, Fletch, thank you, buddy, is that the Steelers will win the AFC North.
Wow.
That's an honorable mention hot take of mine. The other honorable mention is that Dallas is not getting to the playoffs, and I think they're finished under 500. But my take, which I've said a couple times already, now I'm going to make it official. Not only will the Minnesota Vikings win the NFC North.
What?
The Minnesota Vikings will represent the NFC in the Super Bowl.
What?
They will represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. You can say what you want to say.
That's scorching.
I'm coming off. I can feel a little flame off my back right now. I think this is the year.
Whoa!
Hear me out.
Explain.
This is the year that they get it done. I'm gonna tell you like this. You see Kevin O'Connell coming in as OC. I mean, you see him coming in as the head coach. He was OC with the Rams last year. There was another guy that just couldn't quite get over the hump in the NFC. It was another guy. He's pretty good, but couldn't get over the hump until he got around the right people, the right personnel, the right offensive coordinator. That guy's name was Matt Stafford. Matt Stafford was coached last year by Kevin O'Connell. Kevin O'Connell following that Sean McVay tree. I'm telling you, Kirk Cousins last year was 103 passer rating, 33 touchdowns. He was balling last year, 4,200 yards. Adam Thielen is the guy they sleep on. He said, oh, he's declining. He had 756 yards and 10 touchdowns in 5 games last year. In the last 2 years, guess who's tied for first in receiving touchdowns? Oh, yeah, that's Adam Thielen. Guess Justin Jefferson. Do I even have to talk about him? Dalvin Cook, under a new system, he won't have to so much of the load won't be on his back. He'll be able to get some time off, some breaks, because they wore him into the ground since he's been drafted since 2017. And you have a backup running back in Madison who was averaging 19 fantasy points a game last year. And then you look at the tight end. Irvin Smith is back. He's healthy. The young offensive line. You look at what they did. Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah. On the defensive side, you bring all those young defensive back. Booth Jr., Lewis Singh, who is a guy that we wanted here in Detroit, the safety position out of Georgia. Not to mention you still have Patrick Peterson. Not to mention Danielle Hunter, who's an All-Pro. Kendricks is an All-Pro. Harrison Smith, who Notre Dame told us was a damn good safety. You have him still. I like them. And you told me that Green Bay is falling off this year.
Yeah, Green Bay's a 7-win football team this year. That should have been my hot take. Green Bay's not going to win more than 7 games.
You told me Green Bay isn't ready. They're going to fall off. You told me that the Bears and Justin Fields, they're not ready this year. You told me that the Detroit Lions, they're not quite there yet. Well, who else is there?
The Lions.
It's the Minnesota Vikings. Minnesota Vikings will represent the NFC North.
Wow, that's pretty bold there, Braylon.
I've been saying, how long have I been talking about Minnesota?
You love them.
I just don't like the quarterback. I don't. He's just good enough to make you lose.
He makes
But
40
now he's
plus
got.
million.
Last thing I say, now he's got the right offensive coordinator. Sometimes it just need a change. He's got the change, but you're still talking about a guy last year, 33 touchdowns, 103 passer rating. Come on, man, he's consistent.
Maz?
All righty, you ready?
Here we go.
You got the purple people eaters, don't you, Bray?
Yep.
I got another purple team for you in the AFC.
Ooh.
You ready?
Here we go.
Ready.
The Baltimore Ravens will win the Super Bowl.
Wow.
Yes, Lamar Jackson, the man with no contract, is going to win the MVP again and lead the Baltimore Ravens to the Super Bowl and win it for John Harbaugh and the boys. J.K. Dobbins going to come back this year. He is going to be right up there with the leaders in the AFC on the rushing. I love what they did in the draft. I love their defense. I just love this team. And they're a sleeper. They won 8 games last year with like the MASH unit of the Ravens. No team had more players sit out last year. And no team played their ass off harder than the Baltimore Ravens did last year. They're in every single game.
Lions would.
They're in every single game last year. I love watching this team compete. I'm picking the Ravens to win it all.
I love that take because I actually do like the Ravens, and I just asked you, I was like, how many injuries did the Baltimore Ravens have last year? They went heavy on the offensive line. They have some of the best offensive linemen in the league. They got Gus Edwards, who's another good running back,
from Rutgers.
Exactly, backing up J.K. Dobbins, not Mark Campbell, that was a Michigan player. My bad, took it back on that. The only interesting thing for me on that is who the hell are they throwing the ball to outside of the tight end?
I was just going to ask that.
Rashad Bateman.
Outside Rashad Bateman, I get it,
Who?
but
Rashad Bateman.
Who's he?
Oh, Rashad Bateman's a beast.
He's a terrific
Rashad
ball
Bateman,
player.
I think he led the league in yards per catch after carry for the couple of games he played in there. He led the league yards after carry or yards after contact.
You don't remember him from Minnesota?
Who's he?
All right.
So
Minnesota Golden Gophers?
Yeah, the Gophers.
You're counting on that guy.
and that was the one deal. I'm like,
How about Mark Andrews?
Did he lead the NFL?
Mark
or he led the college?
Mark Andrews,
No, in the
top
league.
3 tight end in the NFL.
he got drafted
top
last
3
year. He
tight end.
led this year. He was second to Deebo Samuel. No, but I like that one. But I just don't know if I can just trust Rashad Bateman to be the guy to show the low of the pass, because you're gonna have to pass the ball. You ain't gonna be able to run the ball the whole game and then they key in. But it's a good one. And if he does do that, he might be the first guy to win comeback player of the year, because he missed how many games last year? 4.
I forget how many he missed. I'd be guessing.
He missed 4. So
I
guess
love his backup too.
You can say most improved. You can say MVP. Then you can say Super Bowl MVP and Super Bowl champ. That's a lot in 1 year.